And welcome everybody to the West Gym here at Simon Fraser University. Howard Samuri here with the play-by-play as we get set for the final home game of the 2022-23 Simon Fraser Red Leafs women's basketball season as the Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets in town, red hot, coming off that big overtime victory Thursday over the first place Western Washington Vikings. What a battle down at Carver Gym in Bellingham, and they are now finished with their northward travel here as they'll get set to face a Red Leafs team looking to get back on the winning track after Simon Fraser falling in their game, a low-scoring contest, falling 59-48 against the Seattle Pacific Falcons right here. We're about 5 minutes away from the player introductions, the anthems, and the opening tip here for GNAC Women's Basketball on Red Leafs TV. I'll be solo on the broadcast tonight, and a good crowd already filtered in because, of course, it is, in fact, seniors night here at Simon Fraser University, and a time to pay tribute to three special graduating seniors. And those players, of course, Sophie Klassen, Georgia Swant, and Emma Kramer. So three players will be honored for their great service here in their final home games for the Simon Fraser Red Leafs. We mentioned Simon Fraser coming off of that 59-48 loss Thursday to Seattle Pacific. What a low-scoring game. Simon Fraser only able to manage 9 points in the third quarter. It was a low-scoring contest, tight until the latter stages of play, and Seattle Pacific behind the 26 points of Ashley Alter coming away with that 11-point victory. Simon Fraser led by the 14 of leading scorer Jessica Wazotsky. The junior comes into play today, leading the GNAC at 21.3 points per game. She had 14 in the low-scoring affair Thursday. Grace Killens came off the bench. She had 11 points, double figures for SFU's sixth player. So that was the story there. Montana State Billings, we mentioned to you, went into Carver Gym, won a huge one against the host Vikings, 66-64, outscoring Western Washington 9-7 in the overtime period. Aspen Giese leading the way with 25 points. Aspen Giese, what a game she had. The 5'8 guard, the sophomore from Fort Benton, Montana, with a huge performance to lead Montana State Billings to a signature victory on the season. That win pulling Montana State Billings to within one game of Western Washington. The Vikings sitting with that 14-2 record. Of course, they will play host to Simon Fraser to end the GNAC season this coming Thursday. Montana State Billings third at 13-2. Simon Fraser sits coming into play tonight at 7-9. And no official declarations need to be made quite yet. Simon Fraser will be up against the top two teams in the entire GNAC to finish the season. And that is, you can't get it any tougher than to face the number 2 team at home and then face the number 1 team on the road in your final 2 games. Hey, Simon Fraser's got to win a basketball game and see how the cards fall. That's got to start here tonight. It's going to be their toughest assignment of the season. Can they do it against the Montana State Billings team that, they play comparable offense? In fact, Simon Fraser sitting 4th in the GNAC right now at 69.6 points per game. That's 4th. Montana State Billings actually sitting 5th at 68.5. The big difference, of course, is going to come when you look at the defensive records of these teams. And Montana State Billings, number 1 in the entire GNAC, allowing an average of 57.5 points per game. Simon Fraser, 8th in the 10-team GNAC, allowing 68.5. And so you look at that and you do a little extrapolation and see that that is a huge gulf to be made up here by Simon Fraser. They need to play their best game of the season as they come off the floor right now, under 2 minutes remaining. What a performance it's been, and we can let you know as Montana State Billings comes in tonight. They're led by the 11.6 points per game of Taryn Shelley. Shelley has played in 12 games this season, does not start for this team, but is their leading scorer of a well-balanced team for head coach Kevin Wooden. Dione Boyce, second at 10.6 per games. Carrie Ann Kunkel, third at 10.1. Aspen Giese at 9 points. Courtney Nelson at 8.4 points, and Shayla Montague at 7.9. So 3.5 points per game separating their top 6 players. And you're not going to see that happen too often around the GNAC. That is about as balanced as you're going to get. And We talked about Giesi's huge performance against Western Washington, where she was 10 of 11 from the floor, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc, and what a job she did. But as you know, if you look at the averages on the season, she's actually the 4th leading scorer on this team. So what a great job she did. As the officials come by here to say hello to the minor officials table, we're getting ready for the contest here tonight. So we will take a short break right here and be back following the opening tip, the anthems, and the player introductions right here at the West Gym. You'll see the seniors night festivities as well. We'll leave it all on camera. We'll let all that unfold here at the West Gym. And we will be back to join you for the opening tip. Montana State Billings at Simon Fraser. The Red Leafs in their GNAC finale here before a large crowd at the West Gym. Hope you enjoyed. Howard Samura back with the West Gym from the West Gym in just a moment.
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome back to the West Gym for tonight's game between the visiting Montana State University Billings Yellow Jackets and your Simon Fraser University Red Leafs. At this time, we'd like to acknowledge our graduating seniors. COVID-19 provided these ladies with a unique extended career voyage. This is a special evening for our athletes who today play their last game on their home court. Sophie Placid, Emma Kramer, and Georgia Swamp. Before we recognize them, we would like to recognize the seniors from tonight's opponent. From number 20, nationally ranked Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets. With number 15, the Korean Cuddle come forward with Center Rose from Montana Gardner. And number 20, Kurt Shelley for Center Rose from Gemma Cutler. Ladies and gentlemen, actually, most American players love Canada's ketchup chips. Langford is presenting a bag to each. Ladies and gentlemen, each fall, Simon Fraser University welcomes its incoming group of freshman student athletes. And each spring, the university says thank you to its graduating seniors. This year's group has had the most disruptive and challenging careers ever. Through hard work and dedication, they have preserved and helped continue a rich tradition of women's basketball here at SFU. This year, Sophie Placid, Emma Kramer, and Georgia Swan are our seniors. Could Sophie Placid please come forward? Lily came to us from Sardis Secondary School in Chile. We have flowers that she will present to her parents, Steve and Carrie Placid, as a symbol of thank you for all they have done to support her work. She was a great addition to our program with her constant energy and relentless pursuit of excellence. While completing her studies, she has been a 4-year academic all-conference member. She has been a consistent top 10 scholar athlete at Simon Fraser University. She has been a team tournament coach for the past few years to do what she can to help others. She is looking forward to a career in medicine as she goes on to pursue medical studies. Now, could Emma Kramer come forward? Emma was raised at Winston Region while her father Lenny was assistant coach here for 3 years. Langford used to reward Emma when she was 2 with burritos for entertaining herself on the gym mats while playing on the side of the court. Many players babysat her over the years and played basketball at Sullivan Heights High School in Surrey. And our roses and flowers to her parents, Guthner and Lenny Kramer. She is a criminology major who is debating her future. She likes the idea of prosthetic psychology, but her involvement in student-athlete governance has piqued her interest in that field. While at SFU, Emma has served as SFU Student-Athlete Council member. Last year, she won the Ryan Stoley's Excellence in Leadership Award. This year, she has been the SAAC president. She also has worked with the regional and national bodies and was just elected the national chair for the NCAA for all Division II athletes. Now, could Georgia Swan come forward? Georgia came to us from Argyle High School in North Vancouver, where she was the MVP of the Junior Girl BCs. Here at SFU, Georgia was elected captain by her teammates. She played in 106 games, started in 52, and scored 554 points in that time. Georgia is looking to play in Europe next year and pursue a master's degree on environmental sustainability. Please recognize Georgia as she gives flowers to her parents, Randy Swan and Sheila Emma. Now to say a few words, would you please welcome Simon Fraser University Athletic Director, Teresa Henson.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for being here today. I just have a few things I'd like to say, but first I'd like you to join me in thanking Bruce Langford for his tireless commitment and leadership for our women's basketball program. Thank you, Coach. As most of you know, this is not the women's basketball team's real senior night. Bruce typically has a night in early April where we salute our seniors and invite our alumni and friends back to join in the celebration. Anyone who wants to share in this is welcome to attend. Please notify Coach Langford with your intention to come. But lastly, I would like to thank you all for coming out today. We appreciate your support, your continued support, and thank you for cheering on these fine ladies. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy a great game tonight versus the number 20 ranked team in the NCAA. Thank you very much for coming.
Basketball fans, at this time, we would ask you to please rise if you can and remove your caps for the playing of the American and Canadian national anthems. And now, it's time to meet tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the Yellow Jackets. Starting at guard, sophomore number 5, Arfan Geese. At guard, junior number 12, Shaila Montauk. At guard, sophomore number 14, Courtney Nelson. At forward, senior number 15, Carrie-Ann Kunkel. And at forward, sophomore number 30, Daniela Boyce. The Yellow Jackets are led by head coach Kevin Woodard, assisted by Alicia Reed and Chanel Baker. And now, the starting lineup for your Simon Fraser University. Starting at third, a senior from Chilliwack, number 4, Sophie. At guard, a senior from North Vancouver, number 10, Georgia Small. At forward, a sophomore from North Vancouver, number 11, Kira Cutler. At guard, a senior from Surrey, number 12, Emma Kramer. And at guard, a junior from Langley, number 14, Jessica Rzutski.
And a lot of emotion in the pregame introductions, the seniors night festivities. What a great start tonight here. We haven't even tipped off the basketball yet. But Simon Fraser honoring its 3 seniors today. Emma Kramer, as the balls go flying into the crowd. Apologies there. Georgia Swan and Sophie Klassen. And all 3 of the seniors getting the start tonight on a special seniors night here against Montana State Billings. Winners of 11 straight and undefeated on the road. You could not pick a tougher foe here tonight than Montana State Billings. And it's going to be all Simon Fraser can handle. Do they have their best game before them? Can they pull it out of the back pocket and play the best game they played this season? And come out of here with a much-needed victory in that chase to grab a playoff spot and sustain life into the postseason. We'll see what happens here as Jessica Wazowski set to take that opening tip. She wins it against Donnie Boyce, and we're underway here with Georgia Swan. Klassen back to Wazowski Kramer. Everybody getting a touch here to start as Wazowski thought about the 3-ball. Instead, she drives, gains some contact, and Jessica Wazowski lays it up and in. She's going to get an N1 opportunity as well. The foul being called against Courtney Nelson, the 5'8" sophomore from Scobie, Montana. Wazowski completing the 3-point play. A great start here for the Red Leafs, a near full house here. Great to see some terrific fan support for seniors night, and we're going to miss watching our Red Leafs women's basketball until next season. But hopefully a great game in store here. Thanks for joining us. Montana State Billings. Here's Nelson underneath the basket. Back up top. Kunkel guarded by Cutler. And Gemma, what a great job she's done all year with that wingspan in the post. So confident in the low block and able to take all the angles away from Carrie-Ann Kunkel, number 15. So Simon Fraser with a chance to build on this early 3-0 lead. That 2-3 zone, a staple of this Montana State Billings team. Great cut to the basket. The reverse is going to go, and a great job underneath by Gemma Cutler. 5-0 Simon Fraser. Here's Kunkel. Back up top she goes to Shayla Montague, number 12. Aspen Giese, who had the big game against the Vikings, number 5. And now back to Courtney Nelson. Nelson driving. One-on-one in the post, kicks it back up. Here's a 3-ball. That's going to go off the back iron. Great job there by Emma Kramer to swallow it up underneath. Here's Swan quickly. Jessica Wazowski for 3. She knocks down a huge triple. 8-0. What a start for the Red Leafs. Don't let anybody tell you that there's no such thing as adrenaline and momentum. Simon Fraser showing a ton of it here coming off their seniors night opening here. Great move underneath. Some contact, and the veteran Montana State Billings team knowing what they have to do. Courtney Nelson getting in the block and drawing the foul underneath. First team foul, and it'll go against Jessica Wazotsky.
Now coming in number 20.
Taryn Shelley now coming into the game. Taryn Shelley, we mentioned, has only played 12 games in the conference this season. This is her 13th, has not started, but is the leading scorer on the team. 11.6 points per game. As we mentioned, 6 players from 11.6 to 7.9. So that's basically 3.5 points separating the top 6 scorers on this team. As Nelson misses the first, keep it at 8-1 Red Leafs. They are so well balanced. And you can't let any kind of a slow start fool you. They are so resilient, as we mentioned, coming in with that perfect record on the road in the conference this season. This is one the Jackets need badly for first place in the conference. Underneath they go, and a great job there. And Klassen lays it up and in. Everybody clicking on all cylinders. It's 10-1 Red Leafs. 7:33 remaining in the quarter. Just underway, and what a way to open. Shot out of a cannon are the Red Leafs, and they're doing a terrific job here in the early going. Our referees for tonight, we should let you know, familiar crew to us all here, Josiah McAllister, Alex Gruneberg, and Matthew Goebel, the 3 officials. And great ball movement. They're getting open looks underneath the basket, tough reverses. Everything seems to be going. There's a fluidity that we did not see a ton of on Thursday. And you look at the fact that Simon Fraser struggled so mightily to score the basketball just a few days ago right here in their loss to Seattle Pacific. They scored 48 in the game. This total matches what Simon Fraser scored in the second quarter in total and on Thursday, and is one more already than their entire third quarter output. So this is what Simon Fraser Red Leafs basketball is supposed to look like. Let's see if they can continue to do it within the face of this extremely resilient, tough as nails Montana State Billings team in here to try and complete or continue to remain perfect on the road in the conference, and that is no easy task. No one else has been able to do it this season. Giese, underneath they go, powering her way is Taryn Shelley, and you see how she gets the high percentage looks underneath. Here's Cutler spinning, pivoting. Gemma will lay it off the window. What a beautiful basket by Gemma Cutler in transition. 12-1 the score. There's Nelson to 14, can't get it to go. Rebound. Simon Fraser controlling the offensive glass, not allowing any second chance opportunities, and the great movement they're getting against the Montana State Billings team that is they're chameleon-like in their ability to adapt to the specific opponents they're playing, and Georgia Swan says hello from downtown, 15-1. All Simon Fraser. And we'll see what Simon Fraser can do from a defensive standpoint. We outlined the struggles they've had on defense in the bottom third in the conference. Turnaround from Shelley, and she's money in the paint. Taryn Shelley, 58-117 in conference play, shooting .496 heading into the game today, and it's because of looks like that she's able to get coming off the bench. Right to the window! Swant lays it up and in. Simon Fraser, I believe now, are they 7 for 7 from the floor? I don't think they've missed a bucket here. They are just carving it, 17-3. Finding looks every time down the floor. Just energy everywhere here. Here's Giese. Nelson into the paint, pivoting. 3-ball from Shelley. Taryn Shelley too strong, and look at that, great seal by Klassen, chasing out of bounds. It's going to be Simon Fraser basketball. Kevin Wooden looking for some answers here, is going to bring in a lot of subs here. One of them, Natalie Andreas, number 33, just trying to spot him. They came out on the floor in a flurry here. Chloe Williams as well, number 11, a guard, checking into the game as well. Danielle Zahn, number 21. Here's Cutler all alone. Little handoff, turn and shoot for three! Jay Wiz with a triple, 20-3. We're at the midway mark of this first quarter, and Simon Fraser hot as a pistol from the floor. They cannot miss. Daniel Zahn now. Boyce over to, let's get the number there. Number 21 is Zahn off the bench. She knocks down the triple. Much needed basket for these Yellow Jackets. There's Klassen finding Swan. Wazotsky. Shot clock is now down to 10. Baseline drive there, and looks like Montana State Billings in getting Wiz to step on the end line fouled. And that foul is going to go against Dione Boyce, her first of the game. Gemma Cutler coming off the bench to the plaudits of her teammates on the bench. First sub of the game is McKenna Gardner, former starter. Well, starter normally, but with seniors night tonight, starts the game on the bench, but now on the floor for the Red Leafs. Ooh, and that was Klassen taking a take into the basket. Couldn't get it to go. Dives on the floor. Sets off a chain reaction, but the Yellow Jackets are going to come away with it. That is Danielle Zahn. Going to the corner, finding Williams. Back up to Boyce. Dione Boyce. Shot clock down to 10 here for the Yellow Jackets. Great defense being played by Simon Fraser. They pressure the shot, but Zahn dribbles to an open spot on the floor, knocks it down. She's got 5 off the bench for the Jackets, and they cut the lead to 12 points, 20-8. There's a 3 ball. It's not going to go. A battle underneath. Wazotsky got her hand on it, but couldn't stabilize herself. Goes out of bounds, and the Jackets with the basketball. Now this is the area where, if you're Simon Fraser, you can see the quality and the resilience of this Montana State Billings team. They're not looking at the scoreboard. They've had one timeout called to try and quell the bleeding, but they've hit a 3 and they came back down and found and manufactured a 2 in the half court. So 5 points now they have put on the board to pull within 12. And here's a quick turnaround from Shelley. And she's going to be tough to guard. You got to maybe bring help on her. She is a load underneath, and as we said, the leading scorer on this team, on this well-balanced team. 20-10, they've cut it to 10 points. Another turnover. Here come the Jackets. Down the floor they come. Step back 3. Bingo, just like that. Here they come. The Yellow Jackets on a roll. Natalie Andreas. So a couple of quick threes here from Williams and Andreas have helped cut the huge Simon Fraser lead. Down to 7 points. Swan inside to Wazotsky. Great job there by Dione Boyce coming in with a hand there. Fingertips make it happen. And it's going to go to the Yellow Jackets. Georgia Swan will check out of the game. Sophia Wazotsky, number 5. Grace Killens, number 1, now into the game. This Simon Fraser group, all normal starters with the exception of Klassen now, because Cutler is still on the bench. Karen Shelley, so dangerous, had a look there, couldn't get it to go. Pulling up for 3 is Jay Wiz, and she just drains it. Right back to a 10-point game here. Double-digit lead, 2:12 left here in the quarter. Wazotsky, as we mentioned, coming into the game, leading the conference in scoring, and that's all she's doing here tonight. Miss on the baseline. McKenna Gardner gobbles up the rebound, brings it over half court, lobs to Klassen. Sophie is able to corral that pass as she gallops to the basket and lays it up and in on seniors night. Back to 12 points. Montana State Billings made their run when they sub starters out of the game. If they're going to start subbing them back in, are they going to lose that energy? All we know right now is you get Taryn Shelley on the block and she is unstoppable. Again, We saw number 20 make something happen. There's Killen. She has the absolute free reign to shoot the three. Back to Grace again. They stay right in her face. Klassen dips a shoulder back out to Grace from Coquitlam. That was a deep one. That's not going to go. Pulling up for the short little jumper there. Boyce unable to sink it, but the rebound. There haven't been a lot of O boards early for Montana State Billings. That one leads to a Simon Fraser foul from behind. Could be Killen's getting called for the foul. Gemma Cutler checking back in for Sophie Klassen. Simon Fraser retrenching here as they start to see a bit more life, of course, from this Montana State Billings team. Just a terrific start here for Simon Fraser. And throughout that whole start, I know Simon Fraser fans are saying to themselves, of course, this is beautiful to see, but you want to see the consistency in stopping the ball here for the full 40 minutes tonight. And Simon Fraser doing a good job there. It's only 16 points by the Jackets here in this quarter. There's about a 9-second difference in the clocks here. 35 seconds remaining. That's Shayla Montague. Turning the corner, Giese. Aspen pivoting. Finding Kunkel now. Ooh, and Sophia Wazowski comes in strong there against Boyce, and I think is going to get called for the foul there. Second and a half difference on the clocks here as we get down to 20 seconds remaining in the quarter. Courtney Nelson driving. Kick it outside, and they're going to miss the three with Boyce from the outside. Was that Carrie-Ann Kunkel? Indeed, number 15 getting called for the foul. So 3 team fouls for both teams here in this opening quarter. It's been a terrific opening 10 minutes. Here's Wazowski. Couldn't get it to Cutler in time, and that's going to do it for the quarter. 25-16. We'll be back with some numbers and more. The second quarter on the way right here on Seniors Night from Burnaby Mountain. Back with more in a moment.
All right, fans, let's give a welcome to the court, your SFU dance team.
And the horn brings us back here to the West Gym. Howard Samura, thanks for joining us on our finale for Simon Fraser Red Leafs women's basketball here in the regular season. Great Northwest Athletic Conference 22-23, and we are set to start the second quarter rather. How about the Simon Fraser Red Leafs? 10 of 13 from the field in that opening quarter. Jessica Wazowski 4 of 4 from the floor. She's got 12 points. She's on a 48-point roll here if she can keep it going for the whole game. What a game by number 14. Wazowski 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. Georgia Swant also hit a triple, and she was 2 of 2 for 5 points. Montana State Billings shot 6 of 15 from the field for 40%. They got a little bit hotter towards the end of that quarter, and have been playing the Red Leafs even here down the final 5 or 6 minutes of that opening quarter. They just want to pound it inside. They just want to get it in the block, and one-on-one matchups are being won in the paint in the early going here by these Jackets. No secret there if you've been watching Montana State Billings this season. Here's Killens. Grace fingertips as she tries to get it inside, deflected out of the way into the hands of Kunkel. Back out for three, bingo. Shayla Montague knocks it down. Montague's first shot of the game, and it's a clean triple, down to 4 points. Simon Fraser's largest lead was 17 points, and it's been shaved down to 4. Montana State Billings showing that quality on the road, as we mentioned, coming in with that incredible undefeated road record in the conference. Turnaround shot in the paint. And right now, that's what Simon Fraser needs. Post defense, Carrie-Ann Kunkel. This is not a huge basketball team, but this is a strong, low center of gravity team in the post. And you can see it right now when you look at the players on the floor, including Carrie-Ann Kunkel, and also as well number 30, Dione Boyce, both just under 6 feet tall. But of course they bring in Shelley as well off the bench. There's Swant with a miss there, chasing down the loose ball there is Kunkel. And Zahn back up top, she goes to Kunkel. Can they feed Boyce? They get her. That's a good job there by Cutler. She knows she has to keep her away from the painted areas. Cross court they go. Finally they get that post look. And a great job there by Sophie Klassen. Bruce Langford brings 2 post players into the game for a reason, and they answer the bell there, number 4 and number 11. And Klassen and Cutler. Whistle will blow, and nice take into the paint there by Gemma Cutler. Unable to score it, but some nice physical play. Number 12 can be a presence down low as well. Very strong player, but it's down to a 1-possession game now. These are the Jackets that have been terrorizing the GNAC, of course, pulling to within 1 win of Western Washington, beating the Vikings in overtime on Thursday, then heading north here. Oh, and there's a turnover there. And the Billings player, Danielle Zahn, knew it. She's got a smile on her face. Won't do that again, she's saying to herself here. 7:32 to the break in a 2-point game. Great crowd in red here to cheer on the Red Leafs tonight on seniors night. Cutler to Kramer. Emma to Swant, now to Jessica Wazotsky. Shot clock's down to 5. Underneath they go. Oh, just not enough backspin on that ball from Gemma Cutler underneath. There's a 3. It's not going to draw iron. Shayla Montague with the miss there. Montana State Billings hasn't had too many wasted possessions here over the last few as they've roared right back into this game. They've turned a 17-point deficit into a 2-point deficit. And Natalie Andreas, number 33, will check into the next stoppage. Here's, oh, what a great job there by Emma Kramer. She goes into the paint, lays it up and in. And Simon Fraser needed those points from the senior. She delivers underneath the basket, 27-23. Jump shot's not going to go there, off the front iron by Zahn. So 2 quick shots and 1 and done down the floor the last 2 possessions for the Jackets. This is Simon Fraser's opportunity to make things happen. Kramer into the paint again. Oh, she can't get the carom to go, and it's ripped away off the defensive glass that time by Taryn Shelley, now back into the game. Klassen in the paint, making sure Kunkel doesn't get a touch here down low. You know, Shelley's going to drop down low any second. No, she's going to take it from the top. High post pass. Goes to Montague. Shot clock down to 8. Simon defending this one well. Klassen And Kramer with a big wingspan underneath. Reversal, 3-ball off the side iron, and what a great defensive stand by Simon Fraser. Took away all the options there from this Yellow Jackets team. Wazowski to Swan. Klassen back to Wazowski. Deep three. Doesn't go for her. Great offensive board there. Kramer, or rather Klassen, back to Swant in rhythm for three. Georgia can't get that one to go. Oh, and a nice job there by Klassen. Got hands on the ball, couldn't squeeze it for the offensive rebound. Here's Giese. Oh, and Aspen Giese hammered underneath the basket. The foul will be called against Sophie Klassen. Kevin Wooden will sub in 4 Yellow Jackets here. Can't get all those numbers quick enough here. Among them, Chloe Williams and Courtney Nelson. We'll see what happens after the break. We'll take a break here as well and be back with the rest of the first half from the West Gym in just a moment. Howard Smurra back with you. Thanks for joining us here at the West Gym, Simon Fraser University. Great to see Simon Fraser Red Leaf basketball fans, but also coaches from around the province are in the building today, taking in the action. And I can tell you, proud coaches too. I think I see Anthony Beyroudi of the Argyle Pipers in the stands right now, and Georgia Swant, whom he coached all through high school at that North Vancouver traditionally strong school, the Argyle Pipers. And it was great to see when Georgia was being honored that the PA announcer mentioned MVP at the BC Junior Girls Basketball Championships. That's the first time I ever saw Georgia Swant play. And she was terrific in leading Argyle to that BC Junior title. And here she is finishing off her university career. Time flies. McKenna Gardner. She's won one of those BC championships too, the senior AA variety last season. Swant into the paint, doesn't go. Great job by Wazowski. Tips it, gets it up to McKenna Gardner, can't make the three go. Offensive rebound battle underneath, and they will call an alternating possession jump ball underneath the basket, I think. Oh no, they're calling a foul underneath, is it? The foul's going to go against Gemma Cutler, her second. Of course, Gemma battled the foul problems in the last game. And they need her presence. Taryn Shelley, number 20. Montana State Billings licking their chops trying to get it to her, but they will get the turnaround shot instead. Armand Dulé, number 21, is checked into the game. Her first action of the half. Cutler back on top to Gardner. McKenna will skip it back. Cutler takes a wide swath through the paint, puts it off the window, couldn't get it to go, and a defensive rebound gobbled up there by the Yellow Jackets. Quickly down the floor they go with Courtney Nelson. Dulé trying to guard her. Nelson, you think, wants to try and reverse rain. Oh no, is that going to be another foul? Gemma Cutler has just been called for a second foul. That was an unfortunate one. Just got tangled up with the player, Courtney Nelson, kind of just driving the ball. And you don't want to get out of the way too hastily because Courtney Nelson was trying to get into position to pivot, stop, and do a reverse layup underneath the basket. Instead, she gets tangled up with Gemma Cutler and is now sending Nelson to the free throw line. She knocks them both down. It's tied, and there's a 17-point swing now in full effect here for the Yellow Jackets. Underneath, though, Wysocki working hard on the baseline, comes to a jump stop for the laying attempt, gets fouled, and Jessica Wysocki getting set to head to the free throw line. As we mentioned, Wysocki had a terrific first half. Currently the only double-digit scorer in this game with 12. Simon Fraser coming in here with the fourth most effective offense in the conference. Montana State Billings sitting at number 5, and as we mentioned, from a defensive aspect, Montana State Billings has been superb this season. Number 1 in the conference, allowing 57 points per game. Simon Fraser actually ahead of pace against the mean for Montana State Billings. Here's Courtney Nelson. That high dribble just waiting to be taken away, and underneath Shelley. She's got soft hands underneath the basket. She goes lefty underneath and lays it up and in. First lead of the game right here with 3 minutes left in this opening half for the Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets. Here's Dulé, deep three. Won't go, chased down by the Jackets, and picking up momentum as she blazes across the court. Chloe Williams. They lob it underneath, and there's going to be a foul on the offensive end called against the Jackets. It's going to be an offensive foul down low against Taryn Shelley. So that's a big one for Simon Fraser as the entry was about to come. Issue with the shot clock here. The official Alex Grunberg blowing her whistle, and they'll stop play here. Very quickly right back to it with Georgia Swant. Gardner. Three ball. McKenna Gardner knocks down the triple. And just like that, Simon Fraser gets the lead back. Ooh, Taryn Shelley, what a sweet shot she has. And she locks it up at 31. Dulé stepped back to take a three, knocked it down, but must have stepped on the end line in the far corner. We can't see that location from our broadcast spot here, but beautiful looking shot from Dulé that won't count. Shelley throws it into the first row. She was looking for Shayla Montague, and some good defense being played by Simon Fraser. Locked at 31, 140 remaining. Here they come. Killens gets it back from Kramer, and the shot is not going to go, but a nice follow underneath. And was that Georgia Swant that scored? 33-31. Right back, though, for the three. That's not going to go. One and done down the floor, and quickly Swant with a rebound. Gardner. Cross court to Killens. Grace for three. Bingo! Grace Killens threads the needle from the baseline corner. 36-31, a 5-point Simon Fraser lead. Red Leafs, led by as many as 17, surrendered the lead, but have gotten it back here in the late stages of this opening half. One-on-one, what a great job by McKenna Gardner underneath the basket. Here's Wysocki. Three ball for Jay Wysocki. What a shot, 39-31. That three ball is such a difference maker because it comes in bushels here for this Red Leafs team. And you look at the personnel on the floor, everybody can shoot it. Underneath a turnover, Simon Fraser Shot clock off. Swanton bringing it up the floor with 15 seconds remaining. Made bucket here would give the Red Leafs a 10-point lead. Shot clock, the game clock now down to 8. Swan back up top to Wizotsky. Jay Wiz, what a move off the window and couldn't get it to go. 39-31 the score. What a job by Simon Fraser. They withstood a huge charge from Montana State. Billings had enough down the stretch drive of this first half to push that lead right back out to 8 points. 39-31. We'll take a short break here on Seniors Night from the West Gym and be back with some numbers to set you up for the second half of play. It's the finale from the West Gym. Howard Samura back with more from the West Gym.
All right, Jen, what do we got for our entertainment at halftime?
I am here to build bridges,
I'm here to promote inclusion,
to embrace diversity.
to learn from others.
I'm here to support my community,
I'm here to lift people up.
To engage.
to listen.
I am here to grow.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
I'm here to make a difference.
I'm here to create.
To innovate.
To do research that matters. I am here to continue asking questions.
To continue learning.
To expand my horizons.
I am here to grow.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
Dear college sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
I'm here to get more than a degree.
I'm here to explore.
To connect. To learn.
I am here to forge a new path.
To push myself. To set goals and achieve them.
I am here to win.
I'm here to grow.
Howard Zimmer back with you here. 1:43 left in our intermission as we get set for the second half of the regular season finale for Simon Fraser Women's Red Leafs basketball right here at the West Gym. 39-31 our score. Simon Fraser blazed out to that 17-point lead against the red-hot Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets. And Montana State Billings reeled them right back in. They made up the 17-point deficit and nothing flat. Took us a brief lead. And so kudos to Simon Fraser, battling for their playoff lives. Able to mount a bit of a rally over the final stretches of that second half of second quarter of basketball, including 2 big triples. And reflects in the numbers for Simon Fraser at the half, 7 of 15 from beyond the arc, 15 of 30 overall, shot 50% from the field. Red hot, 77% for Simon Fraser in that opening quarter of play. Leading scorer, as we mentioned, Jessica Wazowski, and she is 5 of 7 from the field, 4 of 5 from beyond the arc, 2 of 3 from the stripe, 16 points to lead all scorers. Simon Fraser also with 7 points from Georgia Swant in her seniors night debut. It is their final home game here at the West Gym. Leading the way for Montana State Billings with 10 points, Taryn Shelley, 5 of 8 from the field. Shelley came in averaging 17 minutes a game. Well, she's played already 12:40, or rather, where was she here? We'll look her up. Taryn Shelley, 14:49 on the floor. She led every Yellow Jackets player in minutes played, and she is the leading scorer on the team. So efficient, averaging close to 12 points a game in just 17.3 minutes per game. But they needed her in the first half. She was the one mismatch they could find, number 20. She's going to start the second half on the bench. The 3-ball there from Wazowski falls short of the mark. Here's Courtney Nelson doing her best Globetrotters impersonation. Gets up off the floor, gets her team down the floor. Wazowski got a hand in there, disrupted the flow there in the half court. Back to the basket, move from Kunkel. Stolen away, Klassen. McKenna Gardner, the skip and the reverse underneath to Jay Wiz for the basket, a 10-point lead in the first 40 seconds of play here in the third quarter. And you look at the makeup of this Simon Fraser starting 5, and we saw it in big stretches. Sophie Klassen out there right now with Cutler getting into a bit of foul trouble there in the late stages. A tip drill underneath, ripped away there by Georgia Swant. The senior quickly finds Gardner. McKenna quickly across court to Swant. She gets it right back. Wazowski back to Klassen. Shot clock now down to 12. That countdown comes from the SFU bench. Down to 7 on the shot clock for Wazowski. Ooh, into the paint. Displaced to the basketball. And it's going to stay with Simon Fraser. Swan will inbound the basketball, but just 4 seconds on the shot clock. See what Simon Fraser schemes up here with a quick hit opportunity from the baseline. Quickly they go inside, tipped away and stolen by the Yellow Jackets. And here comes Courtney Nelson. Quickly up the floor she comes. Boyce on the baseline. Kunkel. Move it around the horn, back to Boyce for 3 off the side iron, right into the hands of McKenna Gardner. So Simon Fraser with a chance to build on a 10-point lead. They go and find Klassen right in the heart of the paint. That one's going to skip out of her hands and out of bounds. Simon Fraser looking for the quick hit. And that fast break. Klassen running the floor well, just couldn't squeeze it underneath the basket for the layup. Keep it at 10 points, 2 minutes into the second half of play. Little handoff there to Nelson. Trying to shake Klassen. Sophie gets tangled from behind and is going to get called for the foul. Indeed she will. So that's Klassen's 3rd of the game. Gemma Cutler also with 3. So the two main Simon Fraser post players, each with 3 early in the second half of play. Red Leafs coach Bruce Langford thought that was a Simon Fraser ball, instead to the Yellow Jackets. Kunkel. A mess of bodies there, get tangled and whistle blowing. And is that Jessica Wazowski getting called for the foul? No, it is indeed. It's Emma Kramer. So Emma Kramer with her first. Second team foul on the Red Leafs here in the early stages, third quarter. Boyce with a battle inside, kicking out for the long 2. It's not going to go there for Kunkel. And here comes Gardner. McKenna down to the baseline. Back up top, great hustle defensively from Courtney Nelson. She knocks it out of bounds. That'll stay with Simon Fraser. Kunkel out, Taryn Shelley now back into the game. Wazowski to Gardner. Back up top, Kramer for 3. Emma just off the mark there, and great job by McKenna Gardner. The intangibles she brings this team. Gets in there. And the hustle is going to give Simon Fraser the possession next time around when there is a jump ball called. Gardner got in there and worked hard. 3 minutes into this second half of play. Klassen trying to stay with Boyce, but Sophie's going to get called for the foul there. Is that going to be her 4th here? That's going to bring Gemma Cutler off the bench. So Klassen will sit with 4. And Cutler with 3 now, making her second half debut. Boyce steps up and misses the first. Boyce a 75% free throw shooter on the season. Shows you why there. She calmly drains the second. Lead cut to 9 points. Offense slowing down here to start this second half of play. Here's Jay Wiz. Oh, lowers a shoulder, and she's going to get called for the offensive foul. Wazowski trying to play it physical. We can bring you up to date on some scores from around the conference thanks to SFU Sports Information. To start the fourth quarter, the Anchorage Seawolves with a 64-48 win lead over Western Oregon. At the half, Seattle Pacific and Western Washington tied at 29 in the Battle of Washington there. St. Martin's with an 82-65 win over the Fairbanks Nanooks. A final score there underneath the basket, a miss there underneath, tipped away. Gardner battling hard on defense. And Central Washington coming away with a 85-60 win at Nampa, Idaho to beat the Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks. Those are the scores. The men's basketball team at Northwest Nazarene themselves today. And 8:39 left in the second half, trailing by 6, 48-42. So Steve Hansen's team within a couple of possessions against the Nighthawks tonight in Idaho. Taryn Shelley will get a really friendly shooter's role there. And little by little, Montana State Billings taking advantage of their good defense and finding a way to will some baskets home. There's Swant into the paint, can't get that little floater to go off the hip. Not a floater, but effective release there by Swant, couldn't get it to go. Here's Shelley, she can shoot from the outside as well, this time off the mark. Taryn Shelley, the inside threat who can float outside with a soft shooting hands. Here's McKenna Gardner, back up top to Swant. Cutler, back to Swant, shot clock at 10. Looking for a cutting Gardner, it's taken away by Boyce. Very physical play defensively. As we mentioned, Montana State Billings coming in with that best defensive record in the conference. Look at Shelley. It's her strength underneath the basket. That one Looks like a bit of a prayer underneath the basket, but she's so strong, she plays through her contact. Wysotsky gets the old board. Ooh, whistle blows. And the foul is going to get called against. Dione Boyce getting called for the foul there. Timeout on the floor. We'll keep it right here. 4:51 past the midway mark of this third quarter. Simon Fraser hanging tough with a 5-point lead over the red hot, and we mean red hot, Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets. They have not tasted defeat in 2023. And given the competitiveness of this conference, given the fact that Western Washington still is the leader in this conference, that's a huge accomplishment. A win over St. Martin's, a win at Western Oregon, wins over Seattle Pacific and Simon Fraser at home, then Western Washington by 11 back on January the 21st. Follow it up with a road trip, win against Nazarene and Central Washington, come back home, beat Western Oregon and St. Martin's, go to Seattle Pacific, get a win, go to Western Washington and get a win. That's 11 straight to improve to 13-2. It's hard to believe they lost 2 straight at home. They opened the season with wins at Fairbanks and Anchorage, then came home December the 29th, lost to Central Washington. They were blown out 70-44. They also lost to Nazarene by 1, 80-79, and they were 2-2 at that point. But ever since, a mighty roll of 11 straight victories. Can Simon Fraser stop the longest streak in the conference, and one of the longest streaks, obviously, in Division II Women's Conference basketball this season here tonight? There's Sophia. Inside to Cutler, and Gemma, nice aggressive move. Shelley's going to get called for the foul underneath. Shelley's second of the game, but great play there and great mindset from Gemma Cutler. Kevin Wooden complaining to the official. Josiah McAllister insisting that Cutler didn't make a shooting motion. Of course, she nonetheless got to the free throw line. 41-36 the score here for Simon Fraser. That's Danielle Zahn just inside the arc, and she lets fly. Right back to a one-possession game. Montana State Billings ain't going nowhere here. Simon Fraser has got to find a way to play their best basketball, their best 14-minute stretch of the season here if they want to get a victory. Sophia pulls up at the free throw line and knocks down the 15-footer. 43-38, 4 minutes remaining here in this third quarter of play. Back down on the defensive end. Simon Fraser looking for the stop. Cutler outguarding Shelley. Here's Zahn. What a great shooter she is. She finds her spots, lets fly, and knocks it down. Comes in off the bench like a microwave and heats up for her team. 43-40. 3-point lead here for the Red Leafs. Great look down the lane, and here she comes. Sophia Wysotsky feeds Cutler, and Gemma goes right to the on the baseline to the basket, lays it up and in. 45-40 the score. Hometown crowd loving it. Zahn's bread and butter. She just dribbles to a spot, lets fly, couldn't get that one to go. And here's Sophia once more. This time she'll go hard to the basket. Underneath, Cutler cleans up the garbage underneath, lays it up and in, and it's a 47-40 lead. Number 5 and number 11, the mighty combo. Of course, they're back next season to do more great things for this Red Leafs team, but that was a great example of your post player trailing and running the floor hard. Here's Kramer. Great dish underneath. She goes again. Oh, and Shelley did just enough to disrupt Gemma Cutler underneath on that pass from Emma Kramer. Zahn this time stolen away. Kramer, what a great job. Gardner from 13 feet too strong, gets her own rebound, kicks it back up top to Sophia Wysotsky. Simon Fraser showing some grit and some spark here. Gardner for 3 off the mark there. McKenna knocked down a nice three in the late stages of the first half that really allowed Simon Fraser to build that lead back up at the break. That time a little bit off the mark. Entry right underneath. What a great job by Cutler. She gets a block underneath on Shelley. One-on-one in the post, keys the break down the floor. But look at Shelley. She runs the floor hard with Gemma Cutler. And she's the one knocking that one out of bounds. That was an automatic basket underneath. Both teams working hard here. 47-40. What a quarter it's been. Wazowski catch and shoot off the inbounds, knocks down the triple. Jay Wiz with a huge three. It's a 10-point lead. Lethal Jessica Wazowski from the baseline corner. Simon Fraser doing what they need to do. Into the paint. That's a strong take to the basket there from Chloe Williams. The Liberty Lake Washington grad, Attended Central Valley High there. That great take through the paint, draws the contact, gets her to the stripe. He's going to be too strong on the second. Boyce in a battle there with Sophia Wazowski. Number 5's hustle outstanding. But it'll be MSUB basketball. Courtney Nelson to inbound. Full shot clock here for the Yellow Jackets. Boyce thought about the three, back to Nelson. Cutler imposing on the perimeter, guarding with that wingspan. Back up top they go. Boyce feeds the paint underneath. The turnaround shot squares up. Looked good when it left the hands of Carrie Ann Kunkel. A steal by Nelson. She's going to tee up the three. She leaves it shy, and an offensive rebound. Boy, what opportunities here for Chloe Williams. Simon Fraser stopping them at every turn here down the stretch of this third quarter. They come away pointless still. The home team with a 9-point lead. .6 seconds left in this third quarter and a 50-41 lead for the Red Leafs. Here's Boyce again, this time to Kunkel. Can't outfake Kramer. Oh, she's gonna get a roll. That one almost teetered out. Simon Fraser did everything there, but just couldn't stop that effort underneath the basket to make it a 7-point game. 40 seconds left here in this third quarter of play. Here's Wazowski. Sophia. Bodies crashing. Jessica for three. She knocks down the huge triple from the top to make it a 10-point Simon Fraser lead. Wazowski at her best here tonight. What a shot that was. This one a feed. Oh my goodness, is that a foul? Kramer did. I wish I had a replay camera here to see that one again. I didn't know what kind of, that's a tough break there for Simon Fraser. 15.7 seconds left, and Carrie Ann Kunkel now to the free throw line. The three-point shot has been a trademark weapon. Simon Fraser among the best teams the last decade in the GNAC, shooting the three, and we've seen that kind of pinpoint poise here tonight. 10 seconds remaining. 8-point Red Leafs lead with a basketball. Killens feeds Wazowski again for three. She knocks it down. Jessica Wazowski unstoppable. And it's an 11-point Simon Fraser lead. What a game, everybody. What a game. Everybody here in the gym. There's a buzz in the West Gym tonight. Hope you're enjoying our broadcast here on Red Leafs TV. Montana State Billings on an 11-game win streak in the GNAC, coming in now trailing by 11 heading into the fourth quarter. We'll keep it right here and go through some of the numbers with you. That third quarter saw Simon Fraser shoot 7 of 15 from the field, 46.7%. They shot the 3 of 6. 50% from 3 on the game, shooting 48.9% overall and 48% from the 3. Simon Fraser stroking it from distance and right now holding Montana State Billings to 36% shooting on the game. Montana State Billings is averaging 41% from the field. That's the third best average in the GNAC this season. Simon Fraser holding them below that. Simon Fraser came in shooting 40% overall. They're shooting 49% right now. All the numbers are plus numbers here for the Red Leafs. The key question, do they have enough? An 11-point lead against the hottest team in the conference and one of the hottest teams in all of Division II basketball right now as they come onto the floor. 10 minutes left to decide this thing. And Simon Fraser will mention that their post players are in a bit of jeopardy. 3 fouls for Kramer, and she's in the game right now. Klassen is sitting with 4. Here's Wazowski again. Talked about the adaptability of this Montana State Billings team, and you can't win 11 straight without adapting. Shot clock down to 7 of what the defense is doing. This time the travel is going to get called as Killens got into the paint and made that great shot fall. Grace Killens just displaying the overall offensive game this year, really adding dimensions everywhere. It's going to be so fun to watch her next season. But that one unfortunately whistled off. Keep it at 11. Here's Boyce. Takes on Wazowski one-on-one, gets shut down, goes back to Nelson. Courtney stops back up top. Shelley will hand it off. Ooh, Gemma Cutler standing tall in the paint. Great job, positional defense there from Emma Kramer. She stands her ground and she gets the stop on Carrie-Ann Kunkel underneath. Georgia Swant set to check in at the next stoppage here for Simon Fraser. Can't get the number of the Montana State Billings player. Here's Killens, baseline floater. Grace Killens with a big basket there, 58-45, 13-point lead. Largest Simon Fraser lead tonight, 17 in that opening quarter. And of course, Montana State Billings reeled the Red Leafs in and took a brief lead as well. Here's Taryn Shelley. Get Shelley in space, moving towards the basketball, and only one player to beat. She's going to be awfully tough to stop, especially with Cutler not being able to. But there's Killens. Grace knocks down the triple. Simon Fraser. Goodness, they are hotter than they've been this entire season. The quality of effort here tonight, fantastic. 8:21 remaining. But Red Leafs fans know what a quality opponent they're facing here. There can be no time to let your guard down against this Montana State Billings team. Timeout called on the floor. We'll keep it here as the crowd, sensing the level of effort their team is putting in here tonight, are letting their fans, letting their team know they love the effort here. What a game by the Simon Fraser Red Leafs. Once again, our thanks for the final time this season go out to our producer, Eitan Weisfeld, our camera operators today, Tariq Brown, hey, from the men's basketball team. Great to see Tariq Brown in the building, moving with that camera, and as well, Aiden Doherty, he on the sideline camera, our crew here. And also, of course, thanks to Wilson Wall, Sports Information, and Jacob Hall for all he does for Simon Fraser Athletics, getting us on the air here from the West Gym. Hope you're enjoying this one. Spectacular play by Simon Fraser. Are they dialed in for the full 40? We're going to see. We said right off the top, it's got to be their best 40 minutes of the season to come away with a win against the hottest team in the conference. Jackets will inbound from their own baseline. There's Giese. So huge against the Vikings, but kept under wraps, relatively quiet here tonight. Here she comes, though. Back she goes. The quick entry goes to Shelley. Left-handed doesn't go. Gets a second look, and Cutler able to hold her off. Great position on the seal. No fouls there for Gemma, and she gets the defensive stop now with the ball at the high post. Quickly to Sophia Wazowski. There's Wazowski, puts it up. The little runner won't go. She's so strong on the dribble as she turns the corner, but couldn't get that one to go. Simon Fraser back on defense in the half court. Courtney Nelson, Sophia Wazowski guarding her right into the post. Nelson tries to body her up, can't get it. Jessica to her sister to get it back up court. Here comes Sophia. Leaves it for Killens. Grace will drive. Ooh, trying to find Cutler. Gemma was able to bat it down for a second, but quickly back into the hands of Aspen Giese. Here she is. Little hesitation drive. Got her to the rim, but she couldn't finish it. So keep it at 14 points. Clock ticking down now to 7 minutes remaining in this game. What an effort by Simon Fraser. Back up top. Shot clock down to 4 for the Red Leafs. Kramer, she's going to put up a short jump shot, draws iron. Live basketball there, can't get the rebound. 61-47. Georgia Swamp will check in for Simon Fraser as well. Danielle Zahn and Carrie-Anne Kunkel at the next stoppage. Simon Fraser needs to watch number 21, Zahn. She's been elusive, finding ways to score the basketball tonight. Swant now out there, wearing number 10. Going to guard Zahn right off the top. Giese back up top to Kunkel. Carrie-Anne for 3. She knocks down the shot from the top. That's a big one for the Jackets. They needed that shot. 61-50 to score, 6:09. Quickly to Cutler, back up top. Georgia, the lob inside, looking for the taller Cutler, but it's knocked away and goes to the Jackets. Wide open for 3, and bingo. Just like that, Kunkel knocks down another 3, and back-to-back triples makes it a 61-53 game. Simon Fraser's lead cut to 8. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout as well. Back with more from the West Gym in a moment.
Coach timeout for Simon Fraser University. All right, let's hit another DJ.
All right, fans, so the $500 gift card is still my claim. We've got to wait till next season. But for now, I've got shirts. So I want you to repeat after me.
Howard Smurray here, Simon Fraser University women's basketball. Great to see Red Leafs Athletic Director Teresa Hansen in the building. She addressed the crowd here on Seniors Night, and always great to see the boss in the building. Teresa Hansen obviously overjoyed with the result here today and what she's seen, and the level of fandom for both the men and women the last couple weeks has been terrific. It's a real indication, win or lose, that the game is gaining popularity here on the campus atop Burnaby Mountain. Back to live action. Swan. Georgia, the handoff, was looking to get it to Wazowski, and running interference. Right there was Dione Boyce. Boyce now to Zahn. We're down to 5:22 remaining here in this basketball game. Turnaround. What a nice block by Cutler on the baseline. Gemma erased that opportunity in the low block by the Jackets. And they'll try to reset here now with only 8 on the shot clock. Zahn, one-on-one underneath. And they're going to get the matchup to work underneath. That's Boyce. Just past the midway mark of this fourth quarter, Simon Fraser, a 6-point lead. Here's Kramer. Emma the Swat gets it back. Cutler sets the screen for Sophia. Off the window, couldn't get the carry. Look at Gemma Cutler, so instinctive. She releases and goes to the weak side of the basket and lays it up and in. What a great job by Gemma Cutler. Push the lead back out to 8 here with 4:24 remaining. Inside, Cutler again. Remember, she's playing with 3 fouls and she's getting stops consistently here. What a defensive presence she's been all season long for this basketball team. Here's Wazowski. Jessica, the great skip underneath the Cutler, lays it just shy. That's Jessica Wazowski playmaking in the half court. What a great skip to lead Cutler underneath the basket. Gisei couldn't score it. Back up top, the Jackets for 3. That one is not going to go, and it's rebound. Ooh, Cutler had it for a second. No, it's going to be Simon Fraser basketball. McKenna Gardner will check in for Sophia Wazowski. Checking in for the Jackets, Courtney Nelson, number 14. Back into the basketball game. Nelson and number 30, Natalie Andreas out there right now as or rather Boyce, excuse me, Dione Boyce. Key parts of that front court look, but right now defending. Catch and shoot, Wazowski. Oh, just off the back iron. Batted out by Simon Fraser. It's going to be Montana State Billings basketball. 3:27 remaining. What a game, what an effort. Simon Fraser on point from the opening tip, racing out to that 17-point lead. Built it back up to 13. Right now it's at 8. We're down to 3:21 left. Here's Nelson. Oh, and Shelley knocks down the baseline jumper. We talked about the soft hands. Just floats to an open spot, knocks it down. It's a 6-point game. Here's Swant. Back up top to Kramer. Emma looks to reverse it. Instead, she'll lead Swant. Shot clock down to 13. A lot of time here. Great job. Oh, Cutler tries the reverse. Shelley gets caught. And that is the mobility of Gemma Cutler that's going to put defenders in jeopardy. And Shelley could not move her feet quick enough to cope with Gemma Cutler on the baseline. So a foul called against Shelley, her 3rd of the game here with 2:51 remaining. And Cutler unable to cash in from the free throw line. A couple misses there. 2:44 remaining. Pulling up for her shot there. Zahn couldn't get it to go. Shots available for Montana State Billings, and not knocking down ones like that or allowing Simon Fraser to maintain a bit of an edge here. Here's Kramer. Emily looked to Cutler, but a blocking foul. Was that a blocking foul? Or? Anyway, the foul's getting called against Emma Kramer, pleading her case with the official, Matthew Goebel. That's a tough break. That's her 3rd of the game here, but 2:14 remaining. This clock continuing to tick down, approaching the 2-minute mark. Oh, they need to stop here. If you're a Simon Fraser fan, you want to see the Red Leafs do what they can from their perspective to preserve what is certainly no easy task here against this red-hot Yellow Jackets team. Foul called against the Red Leafs. Jessica Wazowski's 3rd of the game. Boyce to Shelley. Quick turnaround move. Great job by Cutler. She snuffs that one out underneath. Shelley One-on-one, didn't want to hesitate. She was a quick trigger underneath, and Cutler able to get the stop there. 1:46 remaining. Simon Fraser, a 2-possession lead. Don't have to tell you how big a bucket would be here. Here's Gardner. McKenna 8 on the shot clock. Jessica Wysocki, swirls in and out of the cylinder. And Wysocki ripped it away for a second. Thought SFU would take possession here quickly. Zon's going to pull up for 3, and she's going to knock down. That is a dagger right now with 1:20 remaining. No hesitation from the 5'5" junior Danielle Zahn out of Florence, Montana. She pulls up and knocks down the dagger 3 to make it 63-30. That's why she's out there right now for head coach Kevin Wooden. Just not afraid to shoot the basketball. And she makes it a 1-possession game. Simon Fraser quick to call the timeout, talk things over here. And Simon Fraser have brought their best here tonight. And the question is, can they persevere? Can they show the resiliency over the final 80 seconds of this game after twice building up separate double-digit leads against the best team in the conference? We're down to 3 points here with 1:20 remaining. This is what it's all about in the GNAC. Two great programs here. With 1:20 remaining, Kramer will inbound to get it back from Cutler. Kramer on her senior night. Passes to another senior in Swant. Jessica Wysocki, the junior, team conference leading scorer in the paint to Cutler, and she's fouled from behind. Get Gemma moving to the basket, and that's a winning combination. No foul called there, my mistake. I thought there was something there, but instead, out of bounds, Simon Fraser, 14 on the shot clock, 1:03 remaining. Simon Fraser needs a quality look here. They know they're going to get their best defensive stand of the game here from the Yellow Jackets. Here's Swant. Inside, she goes to Cutler underneath, can't get that one to fall. Kramer rips it away underneath. What a job by number 12, and look at the emotion. The foul is going to get called against Montana State Billings, number 14, Courtney Nelson, her third of the game. Not near the bonus here yet for either team. With 49 seconds left, Simon Fraser, what an opportunity to get the ball back here. Swant's got it. 42 seconds, and they come up and they foul. Georgia Swant is going to get a chance from the stripe here as Dione Boyce comes in hard. 13 foul here. Shot clock at 20, 41 seconds left. Killens with the basketball. And she will be fouled. 4th team foul there. That's Courtney Nelson coming in for the foul. .39 seconds left. Swant. Kramer. Emma looking for an open target, a handoff instead to Wysocki. Shot clock down to 12, 29 seconds left in this game. Killens. Shot clock down to 5. Wysocki needs to put it up. She gets fouled on her way to the basket. Jessica Wysocki, with a clock stopped, is going to get some free throws. What a great job by the leader of this Simon Fraser team. You get her the basketball in under the most tough conditions, just so much duress there. She's got to fight through it. And as the shot clock gets set to expire, she gets the shot off, gets fouled, and knocks down the first free throw. Bingo, she hits them both. Timeout for now called by Montana State Billings. Simon Fraser's effort from start to finish, it's been exemplary here tonight. And what a job by their best players. And everybody needed to pitch in here on seniors night. Started with the emotion of that seniors night ceremony at the start of the game. And a lot of times that can go both ways. You can ask these coaches who see a seniors night pretty much every season, of course. Sometimes it goes good, sometimes it doesn't. Simon Fraser came out and built a 17-point lead at the midway mark of the opening quarter. Following their seniors night celebration tonight, they were red hot. But guess what? A team that's won 11 straight games and comes in with a 13-2 record and is coming off a sweep this season of the division lead or the conference leading Western Washington Vikings. Montana State Billings reeled them in, took a 1-point lead. They got rid of that 17-point lead in a hurry. But in the second half, Simon Fraser has also done great work. They built their lead up to as many as 13. So we'll see what happens here in the final 19 and a half seconds of play. Nelson is on. Shot clock down, the game clock down to 10 seconds. And it looks like Cutler is going to draw a foul, or she's going to foul Taryn Shelley underneath the basket. That'll send Shelley to the free throw line. Couple of makes it a one-possession game here for Taryn Shelley. Team's leading scorer coming in here shooting 72% from the free throw line, but she doesn't get that many free throws. She's 18 of 25 in 12 GNAC games. She gets the first one to go. Big free throw coming up here. Shelley misses it, rebounded by Clausen, and a foul underneath immediately. I believe that was a foul. Anyway, teams are timeout called here by the Yellow Jackets. What a game it's been here. A 4-point lead with 8.1 seconds left. If SFU wins, it'll be a second straight seniors night win over a ranked team. Last year, in overtime, 69-67 over Western Washington. And it's just like we were saying a second ago, our thanks to Wilson Wong from SFU Sports Information, because you never know how that seniors night celebration is going to go, but obviously for this Simon Fraser team, it's been huge. The final score from Nampa, Idaho, unfortunately for the Simon Fraser men, they're going to fall 65-60 to the Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks. They have one more game left this Thursday, a doubleheader with the women in Western Washington. Quickly they foul. Georgia Swant. So Swant now with the bonus in effect will knock down the first. Swant makes it 2 for 2, and that makes it a 2-possession game here. A 6-point lead, and Montana State Billings, I believe, will take their final time out of the game here.
Timeout, Yellow Jackets, 30 seconds.
67-61. 7.2 seconds left, and Simon Fraser, as we mentioned, that playoff picture not quite clear with games happening around the conference and still another week left. But Simon Fraser, they couldn't worry about any of that. Coming off of that disappointing loss Thursday, right here against the Falcons of Seattle Pacific University, they knew that they couldn't worry about who they were playing. They just had to play their best game of the season. And for 39 minutes and 53 seconds, they've done that. Klassen, Kramer, Swant, Jessica Wazotsky, and Gemma Cutler on the floor now for Simon Fraser. 7.2. There's the clock running down to 6, down to 5, and it's going to get thrown out of bounds. No, did they save it? It's Simon Fraser basketball with 2.1 seconds left. 67-61 the score. And that's going to do it. Simon Fraser has pulled off the huge upset. They have snapped the 11-game win streak in the GNAC by the hottest team in the conference, one of the hottest teams in Division II basketball, the Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets. The Jackets all ready to shake hands. Simon Fraser excitedly hurrying back on a seniors night for them, a huge win. As we see this Simon Fraser team, what an effort. It is their best game of the season. They come through with a 6-point win over the 13-2 Montana State Billings Yellow Jackets, and they are exulting at half court. What a game it's been for Simon Fraser, who will improve to 8-9 with one more game remaining Thursday in Carver Gym against the Western